Kisoro district is prominent for being one of the leading food baskets in the country. Despite this, the Uganda Demographic Health Survey 2011 showed that the district ranks highly at 44% in having malnourished children. Dr. Moses Mutabazi, the district nutritionist based at Kisoro Hospital, told NBS television that 51% of all children in the district are stunted, a reduced growth rate in human development.
If we find somebody is in red, that means he's severely acutely malnourished. So what we usually do is to admit that person for treatment, either OTC, if the person does not have severe other complications. But then if a person has complications, we admit them in the hospital under what we call inpatient therapeutic care clinic.
A policy brief by the Economic Policy Research Center titled Addressing the Poor Nutrition of Ugandan Children showed that malnutrition is widespread in Uganda but generally declining. In Kisoro, however, the problem is brought about by a general lack of knowledge by the population on how to utilize the foodstuffs cultivated every season.
We usually have mothers here, you interview them. When their children are sick, you tell them, tell me how you feed the child. Then they usually tell you, the best food here we have is Irish. So we give Irish because it's very good food. Then you tell them, continue, what else do you give? I only give Irish and bean soup to my baby. Now, when you look at Irish and bean soup, when the child is growing, what they really need a lot are proteins. But then you find they are feeding babies on what? Carbohydrates. Usually when we are feeding babies, we recommend you feed proteins to carbohydrates, a ratio of 2 to 1.
Tembo Stephen, the Chahi sub-county chief, says they are moving to households sensitizing parents on better feeding of their children.
One of the activities they have done at the village level is to teach these farmers, I mean the community members, that we should have kitchen gardens, fruits, greens, vegetables, which the children can feed on, including their mothers, so that the nutrition levels are improved.
The district is benefiting from the American-funded Strengthening Partnerships, Results and Innovations in Nutrition Globally Spring project aimed at reducing the high levels of malnutrition in Uganda and other countries.
We also do nutrition education in the communities. We counsel mothers on how to feed, and then we also encourage mothers when the children are sick to bring them immediately to the hospitals.
Rukoro village, Chahi sub-county, borders Rwanda. Here, the project is teaching residents on improving the nutrition of their children.
A kid might not be in need of this porridge the way it looks, and you want just to make it a bit lighter, because when you take it, the porridge becomes brown. So when you add in maize, it a bit becomes white. You see both ingredients, is both the sorghum and both maize. It becomes more flexible for a child to take.
Habimana Hope, the Kisoro district focal person, says the leadership is working at encouraging the farmers to take up fruit cultivation to improve their diets.
In the Department of Agriculture, they are supplying apples which are fruits. And that's one way, that's in nutrition. In education, we are advocating for midday meals.
The World Health Organization indicates that malnutrition is associated with almost a quarter of all maternal deaths. Such preventable deaths reduce Uganda's gross domestic product by about 4.1%, costing US $310 million lost in economic productivity every year. Report compiled by Bahati Remy for NBS Television, Sunset News.